How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today on the My Bourbon Journey whiskey review channel. Today, from Sagamore Spirits out of Baltimore, Maryland, we're taking a look at their Sagamore Double Oaked Straight Rye Whiskey. This was something that was a little bit new to me, and as soon as I saw it, didn't even know this technically existed. And when I saw this, this was something I was really interested in giving a try. Have really enjoyed some of the, other brands double oaking. So to do a twist or put a spin on a double oaked rye whiskey was something I had to definitely try out. So what is this? So again, this is from Sagamore Spirits. Again, this is their double oaked straight rye whiskey. Comes in at 96.6 proof or 48.3% ABV. Mashbill, so what this is. So this is going to be sourced from Indiana. It's a 95.5 rye mash bill. This is going to be also aged 4 years. It is also then aged, so they've got their 4-year-old rye that they put into a secondary barrel for additional aging, along with toasted staves. So again, another little interesting twist that they're going to put on the double oaked aspect. And again, this is coming in right around that $65 price point from what I could find online. So may range depending on your market there. So why don't we go ahead and we'll kind of get into the review. Really excited to be kind of getting into this one and trying this whiskey. So color wise, as you can see, if we kind of get into that a little bit here, really nice, deep, rich mahogany type of color. Move the whiskey around again in the glass. Pretty decent oils, I would say, for the most part. So really nice there. So let's go ahead and get into the nose. Right away, rich, dark, heavy fruits. One thing I would say that's very present right away is that cherry chocolate. It's almost like there's almost like a cherry chocolate, like cordial, something along those lines, like one of those really nice decadent types of pieces of candy, something like that. Really nice kind of underlying mint aspect that's there. Man, really some nice, sweet, rich tobaccos. Even going back to the fruit, the more I kind of smell it, a little bit more of that kind of like even chocolate covered raisin, something along those lines. There's something that's very decadent about this nose so far. Yeah, definitely some sweet tobaccos. You're almost kind of tricked into thinking that there's like a finish outside of the double oaked aspect. There's something that's very like wine forward, like a nice heavy rich cab or something. It's intense and bold. Still some really nice rye spice that's there as well. Really rich vanilla custard on that. Maybe slight smoky aspect as well. And again, I don't know if that's just the heavy, maybe heavier char, the fact that it's double oaked and you're getting a little bit more of that char characteristic. But to me, it's coming off as like a slight hint of smoke or barrel char. All right, more importantly, let's see how this bad boy is going to taste. Cheers. Wow. Very mouth coating, very thick, very creamy. Even at a sub 100 proof rye whiskey, it kind of drinks a little heavier than that. Not necessarily hotter. It's just very kind of thick and creamy, something that you want in a whiskey for sure. But again, very similar to the nose, it's again very much like a cherry cordial. So you've got that cherry, the chocolate, maybe even a little bit of that like creamy custard that can be in those at times. Really nice, sweet oak presence that's there on this too. Nice mint, maybe a slight hint or touch of dill, but nothing that's going to be off-putting if you're not a fan of dill in rye whiskey. Much more of that mint aspect for sure. Yeah, heavy dark fruits. Again, that cherry cordial aspect. I keep coming back to that. Really nice, overall rye spice that's there, but very fruit forward. Really a lot of, again, the cherry chocolate, maybe even like a chocolate covered raisin, something along those lines. Red wine aspect. There's just that richness, the complexity that's there. So it's very, I would say almost like maybe leaning a little bit towards like the desserty side of things. So it'd be a great after dinner type of rye whiskey, in addition to enjoying it at other times. But I could see where if there's somebody who wanted a really nice, sweeter, complex, bold rye whiskey, like after dinner or something, I think that would be fantastic. Or even possibly pairing this with a really nice cigar, I could see how these two would maybe really complement each other. So if you're, for some reason, a cigar guy, I think this could be something that would really pair, pretty nicely with a nice cigar. Yeah, I just keep coming back to, again, that cherry chocolate cordial, chocolate covered raisin, really nice rye spice that's there, baking spices, heavy dark fruits on that. Again, there's this wine aspect that's there. Again, more of the barrel influence as well. Again, I'll say barrel, maybe that slate, kind of char aspect that's there to it. Very drinkable. I could see how this would be dangerously easy to sip on. I mean, the sweetness lends itself to wanting to continue to drink it. Just outside of it being a delicious double oaked, rye whiskey, I think this is something that would really resonate with a lot of people. I think the complexity and the richness are the things that kind of get me, and that's something I always look for in a really nice, well put together, whiskey. And I think what they've done with this is really nice. I think maybe the toasted aspect of it for me is maybe, muted a little bit and kind of somewhere in there. And maybe there's that touch of kind of some of those like vanillas and caramels that maybe the toasted aspect is kind of contributing to. But for me, again, going back to those heavy, cordial aspects, again, that chocolate, the cherry, the chocolate covered raisin, things along those lines, really nice mint, rye spice, a little bit of that char, barrel char aspect that's there to it. So overall, I think it's a really nice rye whiskey, and one I think from a different standpoint that I would recommend to people if you're into or are okay with a sweeter, maybe more dessert type of rye whiskey. I think with the sweetness that's there, it kind of makes it or lends itself to that category. But overall, I think it's a really nice, rye whiskey. And, I'm not sure as to the overall availability. Sagamore has exploded over probably the last year and a half. So their distribution is pretty wide for the most part. So I think you can check. I'll try to find a couple of places that maybe where you can get this, and I'll have it linked below if I'm able to find something for you guys. So there you have it. I think it's a really nice double oaked rye whiskey from Sagamore Spirits. So if you've had this, let me know in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear people's feedback on really all of these whiskeys that I or we all do reviews of, and that's important, to us. So make sure you leave a comment below, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff as well. If you'd like to follow me, you can on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of those places at My Bourbon Journey. If you'd like to help support the channel or become part of the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, consider hitting the link in the description below to the Patreon page. That'll get you into the new kind of barrel select club that we've got through the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club. So there you have it, Sagamore Spirits. This is their Sagamore Double Oaked Straight Rye Whiskey. So I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to another one of my reviews. Always appreciate that very much. I want to say thank you again. And remember, it's about the journey and not the destination. Cheers.